Welcome back to the channel, and today we're looking at the Sofirn SC29 flashlight. In my opinion, this is an excellent value flashlight. Comes in at $39.99, and I also have a discount code that I will put up right here. I love the size of the light. This is excellent for dog walking, taking a hike through the woods, or at least that's what I would use it for. Not something I usually carry throughout the day, like as my EDC flashlight. I usually prefer AA, AAA size, something that I'm actually a carry because I have a lot of EDC gear on me. This size light usually weighs me down a little bit more than I'd like to, but excellent when I need that extra power, walking my dog, going through the woods and stuff like that. This particular light is 4.8 inches long and is 1.2 inches wide and weighs in at 5.5 ounces. That is with the battery. It has an all aluminum body, nice milled texturing for some grip right here on the body, and then some milled vents up here to dissipate some heat. It's got a nice hard anodizing. This is 6061 T6 aluminum. Comes with a removable pocket clip. It is one direction only. Functions pretty darn well and sits pretty deep in the pocket. It does have a lanyard hole right there and does come with a lanyard. However, I decided not to put it on there because this has a magnetic tail base, and whenever I go to stick it to things, that lanyard comes out that side and it doesn't stick that well. So I don't usually use lanyards anyway, but just know that being that they put it at the end right here, if you're gonna stick it to something, it may cause it to not stick so well. You could always put your lanyard on the pocket clip, but for this size flashlight, I do like the magnetic tail base for hands-free applications. If you need to stick it to your car hood or a wheel well or something like that. Not something I like on my smaller lights, but this size and bigger, it is a nice feature to have. It has a USB-C charging port right here with a little rubber flap, and it has a little pull tab there to keep it sealed from water. This is IP68 water resistant, so it's not made for diving or anything, but if you have this light in your pocket and it starts raining, you should be a-okay. The threading is very smooth on these. I was actually pretty surprised, especially at this price point. And it comes with a 21700 5000 milliamp hour battery. Nice size battery for this size light. Nice tight fitment in there as well. No rattling whenever it's sealed up. Nice O-rings to keep it sealed from moisture. This one has a side E-switch on it. That's the only thing that's not aluminum. I would have liked that to be metal as well, but it is a rubber switch right here. It has an indicator light. Turn it on, green means the battery's charged up. One thing I did notice while the light is in turbo mode, it does get hot fairly quick. Not super hot where I felt like it was gonna burn me, but I could definitely feel the heat on it. This one has an XHP50B emitter, and that's paired with a textured looking TIR lens. Pretty interesting looking there. You get a pretty wide flood beam with this light and not a very focused hotspot. There is a manual lockout. If you give it 3 quick clicks, you go to manual lockout, your LED will flash twice. See the LED flash twice, letting you know it's in lockout mode, and it'll do it again if you go to press it. If you want to unlock it, 3 quick clicks and it's going to go to your eco mode. So let's go back to lockout mode. 1, 2, 3, and you get your 2 flashes. If you long press the button, you can access the momentary moonlight mode right there, and that's the only function that you can access while it's in lockout mode. So one single click turns your light on. This light does have memory mode. It goes to the last mode you were on when you turned it off. While the light is on, it's in low mode. If you hold down the button, it goes to medium, then high. If you want to access moonlight directly, press the switch for 0.5 seconds, and there you go. And if you want direct turbo mode, double click fast, and you go straight to turbo mode. You can do it while the light's on or off. We're going to do some beam shots in a second, but I have some measured areas where I do beam shots just to give me an idea of how far these things are going. And it seems almost like they underrated the distance on turbo with this one. I measured around 150 to 200 meters when it's in turbo. It doesn't stay on turbo for a really long time. It will drop down to prevent it from overheating. You have a cool white flood beam on this, closer to that 6K mark if I had to take a guess. And this light has an impact rating of 3.28 feet, which isn't a whole lot, but I tested it out a little bit higher than that, and I haven't had any issues with it. So, you know, I think they like to underrate them just in case. But your modes on this light, you have an eco, which is pretty much your moonlight at 1 lumen for 500 hours. It goes about 4 meters. It's a good moon. I like the moonlight on this. It's not too bright. I hate whenever they give you a moonlight that is, you know, fairly bright. You have a low mode of 30 lumens for 50 hours. That goes 12 meters. You have a medium at 350 lumens for 6 hours at 48 meters. And a high at 1,000 lumens for 5 hours at around 85 meters. And a turbo at 3,000 lumens. They say 4 hours, but like I said, these do have step down so that it doesn't overheat. And I've measured it around 150 to 200 meters in distance. Now, it's a very wide beam, like I said earlier. Now, let's go do some beam shots and we can see how well this thing lights up the area. As you can see, moonlight mode, I can barely see it. I had to shine at the camera. This is low mode, 30 lumens, plenty bright enough to see what's in front of you. Medium mode, 350 lumens is plenty bright enough for most of everything I usually do. I decided to go out and show you what the beam looks like in front. Just kind of searching back and forth, looking around, and I can see, you know, majority of everything in front of me. I'm not trying to, you know, light it up like a Christmas tree, but plenty bright enough. Great for walking through the woods. And as you can see, we jump to the high mode, and high mode is very, very bright. You know, this could handle everything I do. I really don't need brighter than this. Of course, I like brighter every once in a while. So I'm just showing you what it looks like, you know, in front. And as I'm looking through the trees, I spot an owl, and I'm trying to show y'all here. It's up there in the tree, but I think it's blocked by a branch. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to see it, but I tried. And then we bump into turbo mode. Turbo mode is so bright. It just really reaches out and touches something. And we're about to do some beam shots down this long gravel road to a nature trail. So as you see low, you can see a little bit. It's about 10 feet in front of me. Not bad at all. You know, it's not what I'd want to be walking through the woods with, but we're going to bump it up to medium here, and that is pretty darn bright. You know, that's still the same distance, so you can see how much it's lighting up that. And then look how far it's going down this long gravel road right there. That road goes really far. And I'll tell you what, it's spooky out here at night whenever you turn that light off. Now we're bumping it up to the high. And as you can see, watch we go down this road. Look how far you can see. And really right here, you can see all the details down into that tree. And we're going to bump it up to that turbo here soon. And it just blinds you almost. But I like the high mode the most. That's probably what I use the most. And it's going to get a little shaky here because I'm just showing I can light the path. And I'm driving back toward my house. And yeah, look, you can see how wide that shot is. And this is down a little fork there. And we're going to bump it up to that turbo mode. Everything gets crystal clear. And you could probably see further, but it's very misty out tonight. I'm out walking the pup tonight. It's the moon's kind of bright tonight, but we'll start off on low. So there's your low. You can kind of see the woods right there. Yeah, well, you can see the dog. Apollo. Medium. You can see the woods. You can see somewhere at the top of those trees. You go to high and high. High, you can reach to the top of those trees. And we'll go to turbo, just double click. And you can easily get to the top of those trees. A little misty tonight. It's about 50 yards to those trees right there. And strobe warning. So overall, I think for the price of this light, I think it's an outstanding bargain. If you're looking to get into a good flashlight and not break the bank, I think this is a good option, especially if you want something with a nice flood beam to it. If you're looking for a more focused beam, this is not the one for you. But, you know, overall, I think it's a solid built flashlight. Definitely won't be my last Sofirn. I'm interested to check out more of their lights, and if anything ever changes on this light, I will keep y'all posted and updated. I will continue to carry it and use it, and we'll see how it lasts in the long run. So there you go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave those down below. I hope everybody's having an absolute amazing day. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.